Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Howdy, all. Old Captain ain't gonna make it to the gym. We'll get to the podcast today. I'll leave that for a separate video. Actually, I'm going to take a note. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yes, inferior service. I'm delivering. I feel bad. It's just how my brain works. I know I have to write it down. Okay, got a kind of interesting question here. Request. If you have a request, any guidance or wisdom. And it doesn't have to be a video request, but we will do video requests. You can go to assholeconsulting.com, and old Cappy here will take care of you. Hi, Aaron. Where to go? I would love for you to make a video on is there a point to life? I'm always open to hearing all types of points of views, and sometimes hearing something different triggers something good to happen in terms of how we view life. So yes, please make a video on that. And if you could also touch on how to deal with the mind-numbing, boring, pointless majority of jobs we have in America, that would be great too. If you could somehow incorporate that into finding a meaning in life while you have to do these tedious jobs to survive. If you have any other questions for me, let me know. Thanks so much again. We'll keep her anonymous. Okay. Is there a point to life? And I'm not joking. I'm being deadly serious. I have the answer. This is a question that has befuddled human man for history, blah, blah, blah. But I do have the answer, and the answer is we don't know. That's the answer. There's nothing wrong with not knowing. Okay? Now, people who can't live with the concept of not knowing and are afraid of mortality and finiteness, I'm not talking living, they need to think that this goes on forever, that they will make it into the kingdom of heaven or the 72 brown-eyed virgins, whatever fucking bullshit these religions are telling you. The truth is, nobody fucking knows. And once you accept that, then you can start to really philosophize about life. Because what I see with religious people, and yes, I know good Muslims, good Jews, and good Christians, and they're good people, don't get me wrong. But what I see with them is they sacrifice the now for a future that they don't have any proof of being existing. And they run the risk of wasting their lives. For example, take ISIS. We all hate ISIS, but let me ask you this. Do you think it's really fun being part of ISIS, getting shot at, having all the world come after you, killing, having to worry about food, having to worry about supplies? It's not an enjoyable life, but, it doesn't matter, it's for the afterlife. Think of a suicide bomber, the tragic life. Here you got this little kid, younger, let's just presume, runs with a suicide vest at the age of 14 to blow up some Americans or whatever, blow up the not our version of Islam that they hate, the Shiites and the Sunnis. That kid's gone. It's a waste of life. What if there is no 72 virgins? It's like, that's tragic. And while still just a waste, but not as tragic, is let's say you're one of these penitent great Christians, and you go to school or to church every Sunday, and you don't have premarital. Okay, here's a perfect example. Priest, let's do that. Priest, you don't have sex. You don't get involved with women. You don't. No, it's all God, Jesus. You're stuck in this fucking monastery. And I don't have to say that priests don't have fun. I've ran into some priests who do have fun. But what if they're wrong? What if there's and they've wasted the one thing they have in life? So, is there a point to life? In the eternal sense, we don't know, which makes 100% of the focus should be forced upon the here and now. We don't know whether there's a future or an afterlife, which calls into question all of the religions, because I'd like to see their empirical proof, and they never come up with it. The first time, this nanosecond somebody proves to me that there's this God and this is the God, he's like Mormon, okay, I'll go join the Mormons because there's proof. But since we cannot tell but we are here, your focus should be here. today, in the present. It's a great quote that I have, and that is, I love how pastors and Christians love something that has no empirical evidence of existing, God, or commanded to love God, more than their wives and children that are right there in front of them. And that's tragic. That's a gamble where there's no motherfucking empirical evidence or proof. And it's a faith, it's a belief. Well, fuck you, wake the fuck up with that flawed logic right fucking now. That's a faith, that's a risk? Fuck your family and children? You know? Wow, you have faith. So, and you're not religious. I don't think you are anyway. You didn't mention anything about being religious. So the emphasis obviously should be on here and now. And you should listen to the song You'll Have Time by William Shatner, because the song goes, live life like you're going to die, because you're gonna. So what were you, 30 or something? You realize you're almost half dead. Ask yourself how you lived the first half of your life and if you've been happy. Now ask yourself if you want to run the risk of wasting the next half of your life or 60% of your life with that same miserable unhappiness. All right? Not to say you haven't had happy things. I'm saying most people are like, they're not happy in life. They're just not. I don't have this. I don't have that. Da, 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 da. Okay, well, after 3 decades, 4 decades of life, if things haven't changed, guess what? Life ain't going to change. You need to. You need to rethink about things. And so that's why I really do appreciate life. This is why I wrote the book Enjoy the Decline. This is why I don't really have any money. I have no real nothing. I got some silver and some guns. But I get money, I fucking spend it. I'm out, people ask, well, where at? That's why I'm out climbing mountains. That's why if you look at, the pictures I post, once every 3 weeks I'm out doing something. I get that money and I fucking go. I run a motorcycle, drove to Alaska and back. That's a picture if you saw the thing. That's me up in Highway 93 between Banff and Jasper over in British Columbia. British Columbia? Yeah, British Columbia. Life is not meant to sit here and worry, to get bogged down in the bullshit. This is why I don't debate leftists anymore. This is why I don't get worked up about politics anymore. About drama and chaos and loved ones that are people that are not worth your time, people that waste your time. It's not fucking worth it. You go find good people. You go find loved ones. You spend time with loved ones and interesting people. You do interesting things. I get myself good sushi. I drink good quality booze. I could never afford a fancy car, but I have my motorcycle, and I do not put my emphasis on riches. And I also, this is a bit extreme, but I'm just explaining why. Well, don't you worry about retirement? I don't worry about retirement because I have the Smith & Wesson plan. I am fully committed to killing myself the moment that I am no longer able to work anymore, or able, if I gotta have someone change my diaper, bull fucking shit. That's not life anymore, and I'm done. And we'll find out. Here's another thing about life. Remember, my uncle was on his deathbed, and we were chatting, and he was a little worried because he says, he was a devout Christian, but you can go through all the motions deep in your heart. You know whether you believe or not. And he started wondering if it was real because he was a smart guy. There was no fucking proof. IT guy, very smart, very logical. And he started worrying, like, God almighty, what's going to happen? I say, hey, uncle, I'll tell you this, and this is something, again, truth. Wherever we're going, it ain't going to be special. And you want to know why? Because while there's 7 billion people on the planet and humans aren't special here today, there's 7 billion of us, we're not exciting. We're very common. There's 50 billion humans in the history of the world that have gone and died before us. It's like when women say, I have a child, I gave birth, the miracle of birth. No, it's not a fucking miracle. It's the most common fucking thing ever. It's about as common as breathing or your heart beating. Oh, you fucked and you spat out a kid. That's not exciting. That's not unique. So wherever the fuck we're going is not special or unique because 50 billion fucking humans before us went there. And 7 billion more are going within the next 60 years. Wherever we're going, one of two things. It ain't going to be special. I think it's just going to be nothingness. I think it's going to be like before you were dead. Like, do you remember before you were alive? Do you remember before you were born? No, it's going to be like that. You're not even there or conscious to remember the nothingness. It wasn't like, wow, it's a lot of blackness here. I don't even know what I am. Boy, this is kind of interesting and weird. Oh, spit. Oh, Mom, Dad, how are you? Doc, how you doing? There wasn't even you to recognize and be cognizant of the blackness and the consciousness that you were. There was nothing. That's what it's gonna be like here. So either we're going back into that, or wherever we're going, there's 50 billion motherfuckers that went before you, and it ain't gonna be special. May not be bad, may not be good. Who knows? We could all be going to hell. You never know. You don't know. So stop worrying about it. I mean, be a good person. Don't be evil here and just be a fucking hedonist and screw over other people. You certainly shouldn't do that. But to answer the question of what the point of life is, the point of life is now. Have fun. Find people you love and enjoy their company. Do not work for the man. Do not slave away. Do not bust your ass off. You work to live. You do not live to work. Okay? So that's the truth. We don't know what happens afterwards. Therefore, the emphasis and focus should be on today. Right? And the only thing that matters today is having fun and talking to good quality people. Most important thing in life is other human beings. So surround yourself with good people. Don't waste your time with fucking bullshit. The primary other form of bullshit is other people. That's it. Humans are the greatest thing and they're the worst things. Like, again, I don't deal with liberals. I don't deal with leftists. I don't deal with feminists. My life is too damn short, and I enjoy having good quality conversation with my friends. I enjoy going on my fossil hunting, motorcycle riding. You can look it all up. So that is the meaning of life. That is the purpose of life, is enjoy it now. And sounds, and I'm telling, because obviously you want to keep thinking, it sounds like you've had a tormented past. And what I'm saying is do what is within your power to make your future not tormented. You owe it to yourself that much. Okay? So, and I know some of these things are going to be outside your control. Nobody controls 100% of their environment. But hopefully you can change what's within your command and control to make the next 30 or 40 years of your life better than the previous 30. All right. Now, jobs. Jobs are soul-sucking necessary evils. They have gotten better and they've gotten worse in some regards. They've gotten better because, now think about this. I know no one likes working because it's work. That's why you're paid for it. If you enjoy doing it, they wouldn't pay you. It'd be called a hobby. It'd be called fun. But imagine 100 years ago what it was. It was all physical labor. You're in the fucking fields. That's why people died at 58. So, I know it sucks going into a job, but you're sitting in air conditioning. You have it so much better, physically speaking, than the past 50 billion people that have died before us. You've had it way better. So I know jobs suck, but put it in context. You have to live, you have to support yourself. Everybody has to work. That's a universal that has been with humanity forever, and no matter what the communists tell you, it's going to stay the same. And hang on, let me take another note. Sorry. Okay. It's just a fact of life, okay? But here's the other thing where it has gotten worse, and maybe this is what you're talking about. Whereas things have gotten easier, they've gotten torturously more difficult mentally. Especially since Obama has taken over, especially since the Great Recession. It's not to pick on him as a Democrat, I'm using that as a timeline point. But corporations, HR cunts, these people were all arrogant, cocky motherfuckers to begin with because they had the job. They had the magic vajayjay. And you're going to... It's even gotten worse with the economy because of unemployment, underemployment, a flood of majors. And now they have so many applicants that can't merely just go by GPA, quality of degree, They now go into this psychopath, which has happened before, but it's even more extreme now, where it's like, well, you have to read my mind, and you have to play ball, and I don't like your shoes, and I don't like your attitude, and I heard that you were a Republican, and you wrote something on the internet that I find disagreeable. Not hired, fired, not promoted. It's that cycle bullshit. I believe makes jobs impossible, and that's why I couldn't do it. That's why I'm self-employed today. There's no way I could be successful working for somebody else because they're psycho, they're manipulative, they're petty, they're controlling, and they're fucking idiots. Every one of my bosses, and I don't say that out of hatred or bitterness, they were fucking idiots. This is why all the companies they ran are out of business, or they needed bailout money, well, they don't exist anymore. Well, these guys, they themselves got fired, and I haven't found them again. Anyway, so since jobs are a necessary evil, and you want to enjoy life, how do you work this job and get the most out of life and the meaning of life? Well, like I said before, you work to live, you don't live to work. So one thing I do, or did, I turned off my brain. I turned it off. Whether I am going in doing high-level financial analytical work or financial modeling, or whether I was scanning in documents, and it was the same job, and I was the senior analyst, and this again shows you how incompetent managers are, I learned not to care. Scanning was definitely beneath me. Filing was definitely beneath me. I didn't care. You want to know why? Because it didn't matter. Whether I was financial programming high-end financial models or scanning or faxing, it was still wasting my life. It was. I was not going to get those seconds back. And so what I did is I just stopped and I gave up caring. And whatever they wanted me to do, fine. Did the check bounce? No? Good. That's money I can use to go out to South Dakota and do some fossil hunting. Doesn't matter what I was doing. They said, Aaron, throw this ball against that wall for 5 hours and we're going to give you, what did I make? I think $25 an hour. Okay, fine. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Since you're female, especially, these feminists have given you this lie and bullshit about how your career is supposed to be the most rewarding thing in your life. No, it is a tool to make money and go fucking live. So once you let go of any kind of self-respect, like, no, I'm just a whore. I am a whore. You're paid. You're not a shill. You're not an idiot. Pay me, whatever, I'll do it. You're not a slave. Pay me, I'll do it. Title, fine, whatever, I'll do it. I don't care. So you make your money and you use that money to live. The other thing, in addition to just tuning out, clocking out, checking out, and not caring anymore, and just doing whatever you're told. The other thing, for you, I do believe this is for true happiness. I've seen very few people who have daytime jobs, they can do it, and then they can turn that off, and they can go live their lives. But the next thing, I think this is mandatory, very key, if not vital, for being happy in life. You really got to aim for self-employment. And even self-employment isn't fun. Like right now, I want to go outside and run. I can't. I have to do videos. And I'm like, oh, boo freaking who. I know. And I enjoy this, don't get me wrong. But do you know how much fucking happier I am that I get to consult you and make your life a little bit better and you pay me money? And then as the next people I got to do, and then I'm going to do a podcast and all that. Am I giving up my time to it? Yes, but it's so much more fun. And so that can only come from self-employment. So that 8 hours a day you got to slog away. Find a way to make it 8 hours a day. You're slogging away for yourself. Okay? Nobody comes out of the chute saying, I got a business idea. I'm an infant. I need some capital. Let's go talk to Goldman Sachs. No one comes out like that. But what you should do is start thinking or aiming for some form of employment, self-employment, that's not risky, that doesn't require you cash in your 401k or stupid ass shit like that. And you do something that you enjoy in life. Or at least something that you get to do in life. It may not be fun, but at least you're the boss. You get rid of that fucking asshole. You get to go and do things more efficiently your way. And shit gets amazing how much more efficient shit gets done when you're the one in command. So that I think is also vital because it just takes that mind, soul-sucking, life-killing job away and replaces it with something that you're at least in control of, if not likely passionate about and happy about. And so when you wake up, that drudgery is gone. You're nobody's bitch. You're nobody's whore. You go in, you do what you want to do, you make the money, people actually pay you for you to do what you want to do. That right there makes you happy. And then with the proceeds, you get a little bit of extra cash, then you go drive your kid, you sleep in the car, you sleep in the back, So you could go out there a couple more days, use the money you save on lodging for gas, you go climb some mountains or whatever it is that you want to do. So that's why I say you got to clock out, check out. It's just a job. Use that money to go live your life, get your hobbies, whatever it is you want to do. But if you can, see if there isn't a way for you to make your own money. And then that, 8 hours a day, man, that's half your waking time working, being somebody's fucking bitch. If you could get rid of that, that's a huge boost to adding a lot to your life. I mean, you really can. So anyway, I'm terribly sorry about all the hell you went through before, and I didn't want to tell people about it, and it's none of their business on top of it. And truly, contemplate this stuff. I mean, it's just my thoughts, but it's proven out in my life to be true. Like, I've applied this shit, and it works. And I think, not all of it, but even if you implement some of it, you understand some of these concepts and you implement some of this stuff in your life, your next 40 years is going to be better than your past 30. So best of luck. God bless. Toodles.